Well, Joe, July 20, 2013, another great show here at the O.
Absolutely, PK. For once, you're right. We had a fantastic show full of great matches, and I just might pay you what you're worth tonight because you actually did a pretty darn good job.
Well, Joe, if I thought you paid me, I'd actually be a little bit worried. But anyways, the first match, we had Mimic Too Hottie versus Curtis Coleman. Both guys, first time here at the O. And, of course, you know, it was a great match. It was the first time I've ever seen Curtis Coleman anywhere, but apparently he has wrestled for quite extensively throughout the years.
And apparently he can do a lot of damage, PK. A lot of damage.
That was very profound, Joe. Well, after softening up Mimic Too Hottie with knees, Coleman hit him with his finish maneuver called a Stay Fresh and pinned him 1, 2, 3.
What a crazy maneuver that was. That was like some sort of devastating front body suplex that he hit him with. And I'll tell you something, that was an incredible match.
Oh, I'm glad you think so, Joe. You seem really intense right now. I hope everything's well.
Well, of course I do. This is the OSWA, this is the O Show, and don't you forget it.
I think it's your glasses that are doing it to you. But anyways, you have Mimic Miz versus Keith Cage. Once again, two guys we've never really seen here in the O. What did you think of that match, Joe?
Well, you know, PK, I thought it was a great match. It was great to see new talent here in the O Show. You know, sometimes we've got to bring in some new kids and show them what, you know, just have them show us what they got.
I agree. You know, Keith Cage, he did a Hurricanrana, which I thought was pretty cool. We don't see that too often here, but he did a Hurricanrana, but it just wasn't enough. You know
what his problem was?
What was his problem?
I told you Keith Cage's problem was he was a crowd pleaser. He just relies way too much on getting energy from the crowd. He needs to learn to fight and stand on his own and show heart, even if he has to fight against the crowd. And I'll tell you something, he had some great speed, he had agility, he had great moves, but the problem is that Mimic Miz, he was just way too strong.
I gotta agree. You know, he hit him with the Mimic Miz's skull-crushing finale, pinned him 1, 2, 3. There wasn't much to it to that. Then there was, I'll tell you something, I was really excited about the next match after that. Cody McCauley versus Brozilla, a feud-ending match. This is something that's been boiling over the last few shows here at the O. And man, it was finally nice to see it come to a head.
Well, you know what, you're right, PK, because even the brass, like me, who runs the show, we were getting sick of watching them go back and forth, fighting like a couple of teenage girls. Well, let me tell you something, it's about time we had a grudge-ending match. And it was great, it was a good match. Both of them, back and forth, strong, either way. And like I said, those guys are getting better every week.
And they had a Jersey Shore street fight was the type of match that they had. In other words, anything goes. And that's pretty much what happened. You know, Brozilla kicked Cody McCauley in the head, knocked him out and pinned him, and that was the end of that, and hopefully the end of that feud. But I don't know. Cody McCauley has a hard time letting things go.
Well, you know, he's a soldier. He's a warrior.
Joe, just because you play Call of Duty doesn't make you a soldier or a warrior, okay? It just makes you good with your thumbs and your hands. Anyways, then we had one of the main events for the night, the White Knight versus Jake Hughes in a 2 out of 3 falls match.
I tell you, if you want to get your money's worth, you watch those two wrestle.
I gotta agree with you.
I mean, am I a fan of Jake Hughes? Not at all. But I will tell you this.
And it's obvious why you're commentating.
Oh, why don't you shut up and just listen to me?
I am.
You know what? I'll tell you something. He did show a lot of heart, and he got lucky.
Oh, is that what you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Joe, let's go over the falls, okay? All right, the first fall did go to the White Knight, right?
Of course.
He rolled Hughes into a small package and then pinned him 1, 2, 3. And that, in my opinion, was when the real fight began. They wound up spilling out of the ring, and these guys are going for it back and forth to the point where Jake Hughes takes a bottle of water, dumps it on the White Knight. White Knight pushes him down, takes a swig, spits on Jake Hughes, then drives Jake Hughes back twice into the apron.
And what kind of sportsmanship is that? You know, spitting water on someone's face, and the people had the gall to cheer for him.
They were cheering for Jake Hughes, not for the White Knight, Joe.
I know that.
It was White Knight that spat. Oh, you're just testing me. Okay.
Yeah,
well, Joe,
right.
why don't you review your notes a little bit better, so that way you don't get your facts mixed up. Anyways, Joe, you should get a job with MSNBC. You would be great. But anyway, so then all of a sudden, we're going into the second fall, and what happens, Joe?
Well, you tell me.
I don't know. You tell me. Well, the second fall, I gotta find out myself now.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what happened. Jake Hughes beat him with a small package.
That's true. That's basically what happened was, Jake Hughes did do a moonsault off the top rope. Great move for a big guy, but it wasn't enough. He got a 2 count, and then, he hits him with the White Knight, hits him with a surplex, as he calls it, and as he's trying to pin him, Jake Hughes gathers himself together, rolls him up to a small package, and pins him again. 1, 2, 3. Now they're tied up, right?
What a lucky victory Jake Hughes got there.
And I'll tell you something, Joe, I got to go with this. Referee Frog, God bless him. He's usually pretty agile, but this time he did not escape it. He winds up taking a fall, winds up getting knocked out. The White Knight starts taunting Jake Hughes. Jake Hughes knocks him out.
With a sucker punch. He
with a sucker
shot
punch,
him.
even though they were standing face to face, toe to toe in an actual match.
He got him in a blind side, PK.
You mean, well, what about when the White Knight kicked Jake Hughes from behind?
That's a whole different matter.
Oh, okay.
The point is, he got him with a cheap shot. And you know what? I can't believe that Frog actually put himself in danger's way. That's, what a stupid ref. I'm going to cut his pay.
Oh, I bet you will. I bet you will. If you had such authority, I bet you would.
Of course I
But the
do.
thing is, though, he knocks him out. He wakes up Frog, and he gets a 1-2-3 count, and Jake Hughes gets his title back. But what was interesting was, White Knight kind of sat there for a bit, and as he's walking out, he was kind of tapping his head. Makes you wonder what his next plan might be.
I was thinking about that all night, PK. You know what I think it is? It's because he was so excited to teach Jake Hughes, putting him under his tutelage, teaching him. And you know what? Jake Hughes foolishly left his guidance, and he's just waiting to see Jake Hughes purposely just send his whole career down the toilet trying to do things his way. And the White Knight is looking forward to him when Jake Hughes comes crawling back on his hands and knees to beg him for more leadership and guidance so he could be a success once again here in the OSWA.
Joe, you're starting to sound like a Disney villain at this point. Then we had the Show versus White Trash for a tag team title. At first, White Trash wasn't prepared to wrestle today. And they're standing there, the Show comes out interrupting as they always do. And White Trash is there in their street clothes, and they challenge. The Show challenges White Trash, and White Trash gets special permission to wrestle in their street clothes. And they also wrestle not only for the tag team title, but for Chives the Butler's contract.
I'll tell you something. I have with all due respect to our commissioner, I thought that was an abuse of power. Because you know what? The Show, they're a family. Why would you want to break a family up?
Joe, you've got more conspiracy theories than Dale Gribble on King of the Hill, but you can go ahead and keep running with them. I'll tell you this much, though, it was a great match. They wind up getting Rod Bolt and Hollywood, your bromance guy.
Well, we Hollywood together,
and they are both in. Cody Fairview and Jimmy Lee get them into the surfboard hold, and Rod Bolt taps out. He just couldn't take it anymore. He taps out. We got not only new champions, but now Chives the Butler's got new employers, and he's also got a new uniform, and I thought it was great.
No shirt? You call that a uniform?
Hey, they want to make sure that he feels it comfortable and at home. He's wearing his 01 Dukes of Hazzard hat and a no shirt. I think he fits right in with White Trash.
Yeah, from the Sunset Strip to the trailer trash, to the trailer park. You call that a promotion?
Hey, for some people it is. Maybe he'll feel more free now. He can walk around and be himself.
Well, I'm going to miss him while all these girls are chasing Mr. Hollywood and I all over Hollywood.
Well, Joe, I'll tell you something. I hope you get to go to his next premiere of Scorpion King 12 when it goes straight to Betamax and Laserdisc. Anyways, then we had Z versus Chris Damien, a last man standing and an ultimate title match.
I'll tell you, PK, those two you don't mess with.
I agree.
Those two, they fight like you wouldn't believe. They fight like the third monkey trying to get onto the ark.
I'll tell you
They
something.
just don't give up. And they fight. We got someone who's a 6-time war veteran, and you got a wrecking machine, and they're going head to head. Everybody got their money's worth. They paid for the entire seat, but all they needed was the edge. That's how good that match was.
I'll tell you something. It was a great match, but I'll tell you something. They were both counted out to a draw. And unfortunately, we're still going to have this saga going on.
Well, I can't wait to see more of that saga, because our good fans out there, all my loyal fans out there, they deserve their money's worth. And I'm going to see to it that they get their money's worth.
Oh, you're one loyal fan. You're right. And I'll tell you something. What I like though is at the end is when Chris Damien re-challenges Z and basically says, look, you guys brought Ink out here. They attacked my wife, and I still want to get some from you. And I'm looking forward to watching him get some.
And I'll tell you something. Chris Damien's a great fighter, but Ink, man, those are two guys you don't want to mess with. And I think that it was very foolish of him to call them out, because they're going to be here.
No, he was calling out Z, not Ink.
Hey, you're calling out Z, you're calling out Ink. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. So if I call you out, it's like calling out
everybody.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody's got my back.
Oh, okay.
But you know who he was talking about? He's talking about Ink.
Okay.
Yeah, you remember that.
I will try to, exactly. So then, of course, then we had the ultimate, the corporate ladder match, which was our other main event. And man, what a physical match. You and I are trying to call this thing, and we're just stepping all over each other, because you're seeing one part of the ring, I'm seeing another part of the ring. We saw the 24/7 championship change about 5 times. I mean, that thing got passed around more than the collection plate at the Baptist church on Sunday.
Yeah.
And who comes out on top of that? Taco, because he's like, man, I'm taking my I'm taking my 24/7 championship, and I'm walking out. Yame boy is what he said. He took off, and he walked off with his championship, and hopefully he'll be able to continue. Hopefully he'll get another chance to defend it.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll get pinned somewhere at the local taco shop.
But I'll tell you something. I loved how it ended. You had the track star Zach Blaine.
Will you quit calling that? You know what? Stop recycling your jokes. You know, let me tell you something. Zach Blaine is a warrior. He's my boy, and he's a great man.
And he's a track star to beat no other. I'll tell you something. Anyway, so he
Doesn't hurt to be in shape.
He and Chad Silva there at the top there, they're fighting over the belt. They both pull it down. They both come down. They're both doing this tug of war. Their theme music's going on back and forth.
But you know
and what happens?
I'll tell you what happened. Another conspiracy.
Okay, Dale Gribble.
Another conspiracy to hold my man, Zach Blaine, down.
Wait,
Okay.
Joe, was there a gunman on the grassy knoll?
Will you shut up and you
I
listen
want to
to
know.
me?
I am.
I don't care. There's no Lee Harvey here. I don't know what you're talking
Joe,
about.
everybody's
Let me tell you
enthralled.
something.
Joe, the O universe is enthralled. Tell them what the conspiracy is.
Okay, Chad Silva and Zach Blaine. Yeah, they brought down that belt at the same time. But you know what? Zach Blaine was the first one to solely hold that belt. He deserved to be the champion because he was the first one to have his hands and his hands alone on that belt. I think maybe there's a little jealousy between you. I'm going to have to talk to my subordinates about this.
Okay, well, you know, when you get some subordinates, you'll be able to talk to them. You know, but that'll come in time. But anyways, well, Joe, what do you think about Chad Silva's performance?
You know what, I'll tell you something. Chad Silva, is he my best friend? No. But yeah, I mean, he put up a good fight. I'll tell you that. But let's face it. It just showed it again tonight. I think Zach Blaine is the bigger man.
Okay. Well, you know, it's interesting, Joe. Why don't you have the opportunity to tell that to Chad Silva's face? He's here, as a matter of fact.
You know
Mr.
what?
Silva, if
I
you can
would
step
love
in,
to.
please. Please
You know,
stand in
Chad
here.
Silva, you come on in, you talk to us. You're a great wrestler, you're a great warrior, and you wrestled a great match tonight. Tell us what you think about how it went with you and Zach Blaine.
How it went with me and Zach Blaine. What else is there to say? We both came down with that belt. We both fought over that belt. And just like you said, he's a track star. He runs. That's all he done when he got that belt. He ran.
Well, you know, what do you think? What would you have done had you grabbed that belt?
Oh, I'd have held it high. Held it high, stood right there on my grounds, and just held it high, and the fans would have loved it.
Well, that's your story, and you're sticking to it.
The good thing is, what's really exciting is, you know, in 2 weeks, you know, we've got, you know, August 3rd, we've got our next O show. We got, you know, as you know, Inc. and God's Gift of Wrestling. They're going to finally face off with each other. But as well, we've got the People's Choice. And so basically what we're going to do is we're going to bring all the wrestlers in the ring, and the people are going to choose who's going to wrestle who. And what are you going to do? You do get the opportunity to get your hands on track star Chad Silva again.
Get my hands on myself.
Oh my gosh! Oh, I said that. I mean, the track star.
Will you get your mind
Zach Blaine
back into the game?
I'm going to prove to everyone out there that I'm not the weak link. That Zachary Blaine is, and I'm going to take sole ownership of that corporate title.
Well, I hope you get the opportunity. I think it would look good around your waist.
Appreciate
You've proven
it.
that out.
Appreciate it.
Chad Silva, always a pleasure.
Seriously?
Of course. I can't believe how some of my employees treat me. You know, a lot of jealousy here with all the money I make here.
I still can't believe we can't get your medication right. But anyways, folks, we are looking forward to seeing you back here at the O. If you want to see what's going on, you want to keep up to date, please go to our website at oswaentertainment.com. You can go to Facebook at oswa.com, and as well youtube.com/oswaentertainment. Now then, Joe, I got one last question. I got a phone call earlier today, and to help cover his baldness as well, HPK would like his hat back.
You've got to be kidding me.
He called and asked for his hat back because he wants to cover his baldness just like you're using it to cover yours.
I'm not covering my baldness, and look who's talking.
Folks, we look great to seeing you. We look forward to having you, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.